the 15-year-old who I just previously mentioned, who had also been shot, approached one of those females and appeared to either try to pistol whip her or punch her with his fist. At that time, Miss Nichols witnessed this and shoved Mr. Solomon out of the way, at which time Mr. Solomon raised his handgun and fired shots into the crowd directly at Miss Nichols, striking her and the other 18-year-old female. Within seconds, a bystander who witnessed Mr. Solomon shoot Miss Nichols and also into the crowd produced a handgun of their own and fired shots at Mr. Solomon, striking him. Mr. Solomon then ran away from the scene until he was located by officers. Detectives were able to obtain cell phone video of this incident, which I'm going to show you today. We will share that, and I have copies at the end of it. I'm going to play it first live, full speed with the audio, and then I'll play it again slowed down so it's easier to see. And bear with me as it's a longer video, but I'm going to go through and fast forward us to where the incident takes place. So you'll see a fight start to take place. And that is the end of the video. I will slow it down. I'll play it in a slower speed so we can go through it better here and provide you a clearer picture. So Mr. Solomon is wearing no shirt. He's got red and black shorts on. And Miss Nichols is wearing a white t-shirt. We will try to point her out here once the video starts going. All right.
It just takes a second.
So catch up. More than a second?
That's more than a second.
All right, let me try to restart it here. See if we'll get it better. Worked just fine a little bit ago. All right, let me pause it. I will bring it to...
Nichols is which one?
Mr. Nichols does not have a shirt on.
No, Miss Nichols.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Nichols has a white shirt on. Mr. Solomon does not have a shirt on and is wearing red and black shorts. I'll point her out once we get to this thing to actually move for us. All right. Let me go back and see if we can just play it. Oh, now it wants to work. All right. So let me see if we can fast forward us now. Stop it and...
Yeah, do it at regular speed.
All right. Third time's a charm. So let me get it up to here, regular speed. Yep. All right. So let's try this. There we go. No, it'll pick up. All right. So Miss Nichols is right here, where my cursor is. She's right there. You can see my cursor. Mr. Solomon's right here. She shoves him out of the way. he produces a handgun, shoots into the crowd. We blurred her out for the, out of respect to the family. I'll show you a couple of still photos now. And I'll zoom in. I know it's going to be a little hard with all these screens. That is Mr. Solomon right there, extending his arm with the handgun. That is Miss Nichols. Anybody need that anymore, or blown up anymore? Okay. The other photo we have is not associated with this video. It was a still photo provided to us. Mr. Solomon extending his arm with the handgun directly pointed into the crowd. Like I said, I have copies of these. I'll provide you all afterwards. Oh, you don't want to see that, I guess. At this time, we will answer any questions you may have that we are able to answer with respect to the investigation.
So the second person that shot at Solomon, I heard you stumble. Can you confirm that it is a man, one, and is there any information on this person right now?
I'll let Detective
Yes,
Chapman.
We did talk to this individual. He's a third-party self-defense. We've interviewed him. This will be something we'll discuss with the prosecutor down the road. His actions, I don't know if you got a clear view of the video, he immediately engaged Mr. Solomon and shot him. And the question you have to ask yourself, if he wouldn't have done that, would that have stopped more shots being fired by Mr. Solomon? So his action probably helped save some people at this point.
Do you have any idea of Solomon's intent there? Was he trying to stop that fight or insert himself in that fight?
His girlfriend was involved in that fight, and what the videos I've watched, the girl in the red, he was trying to hit her with a gun at one point. And when they fell back, he was pulled from the pile, and that's when he brandished the firearm and fired the shot, almost immediately.
And was Nichols one of the parties fighting?
Nichols was not one of the parties fighting. She had they called it like a half-sister that was involved in the fight. And when she went to separate Solomon from the fight, she was more than likely probably trying to protect her sister.
So you said that this person who shot Solomon, that was in self-defense.
I'm saying that this will be addressed with the Franklin County Prosecutor's Office as the investigation continues.
And was that person previously involved in that crowd altercation, or they were a different party that was in the parking lot at the time?
There was some connections, not a family member, to the fight involved. They were just there.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, guys.
The importance of this video shows you how quickly an altercation turns into a physical altercation. A verbal altercation turns into a physical altercation, and sadly what we're seeing around the city right now is as soon as that occurs, firearms are being produced, and that's what's leading to our shootings, especially involving young people. Which is why we wanted to show it to you today, which is why we wanted to provide it to you, to show the community that this is important. We need to talk with our youth. They don't need to be involved in firearms. They need to leave their guns at home. Adults need to leave their guns at home, because altercations like this quickly evolve into a homicide. Now we have a 15-year-old who I understand was an incredible athlete and up-and-coming star in his high school, who is now being charged as an adult for murder.
Were there other guns found at the scene? So we've got a 15-year-old with a gun, an 18-year-old with a gun. Were there other guns?
Don't want to comment.
Yeah, that's all further investigation that the detectives will have later on.
Were any of those guns legally owned?
That's stuff that they're looking into. I don't know if we have any information that we can provide on Mr. Solomon's gun. No, not at this time.
What about the other person who shot Mr. Solomon? Was his?
That's something that they're currently looking into, whether or not he was legally carrying that firearm.
not facing any charges.
As of right now, no. It's as Detective Chapman said, that's something that'll be brought up with the prosecutor's office.
And he is 18?
I don't think
Yeah,
we.
he- I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
The third-party self-defense, he is over 18.
Over 18,
Yeah.
not 18 himself.
No, he's
an adult.
yeah, he's definitely an adult.
Anything else that we could provide over here?
Were there any officers on, at the park was being, and the rec center was being used as a cooling location, right?
Correct, yeah. At the time of the incident, officers were not on scene. They arrived within a matter of seconds to minutes.
And we've talked about this throughout the spring, summer with, unfortunately, these incidents happening right outside community centers, but just seeing this fight feet
Mhm.
from this cooling center, community center. Could you just speak about that again?
Yeah, that's why we want to show it to you. This is unfortunately what we're dealing with as a community, and this is why we're pleading for residents within Columbus to help us stop this. We can't be everywhere at once, as we've said before. Like Detective Chapman said, if that third party did not produce a gun and shoot Mr. Solomon, we don't know what would have happened. We don't know if Mr. Solomon would have ran away. That's, we can play the what if game, but there's a lot of people there, as you see, and there's a lot of more people inside the pool, and there's a lot more people inside the community center. And we now have an active shooting going on right outside of where we would expect our juveniles and our residents to be safe at, to be able to swim and cool off from the heat.
How many shots did Solomon fire and how many hit Nichols, do you know?
I think we're going to keep that for the
Yeah.
investigation.
Yeah, that's something that the prosecutor's office would want us to hold on to for now.
And I'm sorry, explain, this image is from what again?
So it's a still photo that was provided to us,
Yeah,
right?
this is a still photo from a video we obtained from another cell phone video. This is Solomon, and this is one of the girls he's fighting. He's trying to hit her with a gun, pistol whipper. This is just probably seconds before they stumbled in the video you saw where they fired the shots.
And then, may have missed this in the video. How soon after Solomon shoots does this other individual then?
I can play it live again.
Yeah, you can listen to the gunshots. It's immediate.
I'll play at full speed so we won't have to worry about it not working this time.
So he was or was not related to the fight that was happening? The additional person that shot Solomon?
Was not involved in the
He was
altercation.
not involved in the fight,
Okay.
but he knew the people fighting.
So you'll hear the gunshots. And then, right there.
So do we know why this older gentleman was involved with the fight at all? Was he trying to stop it too, or was he just?
Yeah, that's stuff that they're looking into. As of right now, we don't believe he was involved in the altercation, but they're investigating
Yeah,
it.
there's no evidence he was involved in the altercation. He was there at the time.
So witnesses in the neighborhood when we were there told us that they saw Solomon walking to the park. Was he employed by the community center and given his appearance, or did he?
He was not.
He walked up there with the gun.
He got dropped off.
And just so we're clear, I know you're saying that this other gentleman was not involved in the altercation, but did he know people that were involved in the
Yes,
altercation? Yes.
he did.
Okay.
And then, I'm sorry. just
No, you're
trying
fine.
to Put the pieces together and identify all the players. The woman in red that we saw that Solomon was trying to hit is somehow a relative, a relation of Nichols, is that correct?
No, the two were the two. I'm gonna explain
Yeah,
this.
go ahead.
The two-
You should have tried to work on this when this all happened. This took a lot of paths. The two girls involved, the one in the red shirt and the actual girl was fighting, they're enemies. They're rival for whatever girl reasons they want to fight. The person that passed away is like a half sister to one of the girls fighting, not the girl in the red.
Okay, that is it. We appreciate you all coming. I'll provide you, over here, I'll provide you copies of what we just showed you. All right, thank you.